Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review a Bionicle creation which was not made by me but by Darkness, excuse me. So Darkness, who is a member of my Bionicle forum called Bionicle Legends. So it's a mock which uses custom elements and is called Nahrek. So let's begin with the construction itself. So first we have this vacuum pelvis, going to link an Ordica neck to have a ball joint for later for an articulation. Going to cover this axle hole with two back eyes. Then going to add this part on the back, right there. And going to put a connector so to cover our vacuum pelvis, right there. So this part is done. Now it's time to move on to the upper part of the body. So it's a little complicated, but I'm going to try my best to explain you how it works. So we have two connectors right there, which will be linked thanks to this 1, 2, 3 parts with two axle holes. And we're going to link all these parts together thanks to two axles, thanks to two specific axles. The first one being an axle plus stud right there, which will be useful to link the upper part, this connector and this part. And the other one is going to be this axle of 4 plus a stop at the end, which was first released in the Hero Factory line, and which will be useful, of course, to link this connector on the back and also this armor right here. You can also notice that the armor is still moving, so we're going to link some other parts thanks to these two axles right here, so on the sides of this connector. And the parts we're going to link are also the parts which will be useful to add the arms later on, because they are made with a connector, then an Ordica neck, which is linked like that, and finally to cover the last hole of the Ordica neck, we're going to use this Mystica fin. Going to put this part like that. Then a second one. And now, as you can see, this part doesn't move, as you can see. Well, you can still move, of course, if you force, but as you can see, it works quite nice. So we have this part, and now we're going to link this part, so ball joint connector, like that. And finally, the canary, which is the Toa Vakama's one. And here you go, you have the model completed. So now I'm going to link the legs, which are quite simple but a little bulky, as you can see. So we're going to use first a double long connector, going to use this part right there to link first this Piraka armor, Piraka leg armor, or tight armor, here, and then this metal one. So that's why we're going to add this part right there on the back, so we are able to link it without any problems. And then we have the vacuum legs, with some other parts added on it, as you can see, it's kind of like baroque eyes. And finally, the foot, which will be made with a metal foot and some, once again, baroque eyes. So we're going to do this 2 times. Like that. And now we're going to link the arms, which are also mostly custom made. So first, we have this part. So you can see it's a connector plus this time not an Ordica neck, but a Glatorian neck right here, which are linked thanks to this 2 parts with 2 axle hole and 1 pin hole. As you can see, we have 1 axle of 3 and 1 axle of 4. Going to first let's slide through this 2 axle this Inika shoulder armor right there. Then going to add this part that I have already mentioned before, and finally on this axle I'm going to link this baroque eyes, which is in translucent green, so it will add to the color scheme of the eyes. Then we have this part of the arm, which is made with a Titan connector, then T-shaped part and ball joint to link the hand. The hand is made with custom fingers, so we're going to use this T-shaped part and put 2 Exoforce bots arms, well, 3 Exoforce bots arms to make the fingers. So it's quite known technique in the Bionicle fandom. Then we're going to link this part, so scroll armor and a T-shaped part plus an axle. It will be linked like that, and as you can see, we still have a little axle which pops out, and so that's why we're going to link this part. So there is no axle which pops out, it's all smooth and well done. We're going to link this part together, and finally we're going to link the weapon, which is made with an Exoforce sword from 2007. Then this part, and also this part right there with two axle holes, which will be useful to link this axle, and this one will be linked right here. And this will allow this will allow us to link the sword to the hand, because obviously the holes are already taken to make the finger, it's quite hard to link a weapon like that. And then the second arm is a little different, because as you can see, instead of the part right there, we're going to use this Kalma armor part, as you can see with this part, so two pinholes and one axle hole, and it will be linked like that. That said, time to put the arms on the mug, and then time for a little turn around. And here you go, you have Nahrek, it's his name, finished. So quickly for the articulations, well, first the legs. You have this ball joint here, which is quite free, you can turn it other way you want, there is no problems at all. Then you have the knees, which can move a little more than 90 degrees before blocking on the armor, which is normal. And then you have the feet, which might block, on this newly added part, but it works quite fine, and you can move them other way you want. Then obviously we have the pelvis articulations right there, which works, as you can see, perfectly fine, because you can turn it 360 degrees and also up and down. Then we have the arms, so the shoulders, which are free, except you can't turn them right here because they touch the fins on the side. That's not really a big problem. Then you have the elbows, and because this is not really a normal Bionicle articulation for the elbow, this time it's a free ball joint, so it will block at 90 degrees like that, but you will be able to turn the arm like that, which is also quite fine. You also have the hands, which can be turned even if you touch this part right there, so it might be a little blocked, but that's okay. I think it works better on this part. You can turn this thing more if you want. And then you have the head, which can look up, not really down, but also on the sides without any big problems. And so I'm going to do the I'm going to do the sum up of this mock quickly. So first we have the color scheme. So the color scheme, as you can see, is mostly dark red, black, and silver, which are quite classic colors in the Bionicle mock community, if I can say so. But this time, because we have three colors, the three colors together, it kind of adds a little something, I think. So it's better than just red and dark, or it's better than red and black or silver and black, in my opinion. So there's three colors, well put together, well mixed, and I like the addition of the translucent green right there, which really adds to the color of the eyes. Then you have the overall construction of the mock, which is quite fine because you have many custom elements, so mostly the body and the arms, which are quite fun to make and quite interesting, I think. Then you have the articulations, which works mostly perfectly. There is no big problems, apart maybe for the hands or some stuff like that, but seriously you can make some pose, and the articulation of the pelvis obviously adds more to the mock. And finally you have the overall design, which in my opinion is really fine because you really have a shape reminder with the V shapes, if I can say so. So for example, the two fins here kind of form a V. Then you have this part right there which also forms a V. So yes, you have all these shapes which really looks good together and which really completes each other, in my opinion. And also you have some interesting parts, like for example the arms. I really like the bulkiness of the arms and the parts added on the side. I really think it's cool. The weapon is nicely done, and I think that's all, guys. So seriously, a great mod. I don't really have any big drawbacks on this one. I think it's mostly well done. Could have been a little more original, but seriously, it's still cool. I like the fins, like I said. I like the shape reminders over the model, and I like the bulky arms. Plus, there is many custom elements in the mod, so seriously, it's a good mod. And I think that's all for this review, guys. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that said, well, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and see you later for another video review. Bye.